Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, and today we're going to be talking about the Star Wars and its latest trilogy, and why I no longer care about it anymore. Let's get started. Okay guys, first off, this is all basically my own opinion, so don't get all your panties in a furry, whatever that means. A furry. Anyways, don't get your panties in a bundle. I don't know why I said get your panties in a furry. That's a little strange. But anyways, so basically The Last Jedi, when I went to go see that film in theaters, actually let's backtrack. The Force Awakens. When I saw The Force Awakens in theaters, I was really excited. I waited out in line with my wife for, we were probably there for about 5 or 6 hours waiting in line. We were the third or fourth people in line. Yeah, so we were pretty excited. We got our tickets. We rolled in there, watched it, and we were totally happy with The Force Awakens. Very enjoyed it. Awesome movie. Okay, good. We love The Force Awakens. Great movie. Or, I should say, we used to like The Force Awakens. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit, and we go to The Last Jedi. Now, I don't know how you do it, but how can you make a movie so bad that it ends up making the previous film look worse? Basically came out thinking, okay, that was okay. It was a little strange. I don't know where they're going with the story. I don't really know if I care about seeing the next one because everything's kind of like unraveled a little bit here. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's better than I thought. So let me go back and see it again. Basically, I went back and saw it again the second time. And then for sure I made up my mind, okay, this movie is trash. I have no idea where this movie is going. It's every which way. It doesn't make any sense. It kind of disregards a lot of what The Force Awakens set up and what got me initially excited for this whole new trilogy. So my first point, Rey's parents. Basically in the first film it sets up, you don't know who Rey is, where she came from. You basically get one cutscene where she's like left on the planet, and she's basically like, there's one scene where she's reaching up and she's like, no, don't leave, and the spaceship flies off, and you're kind of like thinking like, okay, maybe she's being left there to be protected from something else, because maybe she's a Skywalker, or maybe even a Palpatine or something like that, something significant, something important, right? But The Last Jedi basically sets you up for, okay, you're a nobody. And when Kylo first said that, I really didn't believe it for a second. So I think in Episode 9 they'll say that she's actually somewhat of importance. She's somewhat important, because I can't see them. I don't think Rian Johnson set it up for her to just be a nobody. I really don't think so. I don't think he's that terrible. But we'll get further into him. Basically, she's taking that from Kylo's, word of mouth. So I don't believe anything Kylo says. Obviously, he killed his own father, so I don't think his source of information is reliable at all. I think he might be just lying to her to try to get her, or coerce her onto his side at that point in time. So basically, if her parents are junkers, that's really terrible writing. Really sucks. But I really don't think that's true, so we'll find out. The next point, Snoke is dead. Made no sense at all. When I first saw that scene where he gets sliced in half, it really shocked me at first, and I was like, wait a minute, he's gonna like snap back together, or he's gonna stand back up laughing, and because he's just a big bad evil dude, but as soon as they showed that shot, man, of him laying on the ground with his tongue hanging out, I knew there was no coming back from that. He looked way too silly to be faking it. So Snoke is definitely dead. There's no way in hell they can bring him back from that shot. So sadly, Snoke is dead. Got killed by some whiny pupil. It makes no sense how he didn't pick up on that. But yeah, I mean, Snoke's the big bad dude. I want to see him and Luke go at it. That was the whole thing for the final film, the third film in this trilogy. I really thought that was going to happen, but I guess not. So now that Snoke is dead, there's really no main villain in this trilogy anymore, unless there's someone else hidden behind the scenes that we don't know about. They haven't hinted towards that at all. I feel like they're just going to be pulling it out of their ass, basically, if they do. Because no one really cares about what's going on between Rey and Kylo, because we all know that Kylo gradually comes back to the light side. But yeah, I really don't care about them two. I cared about Luke and Snoke, and both of them are gone. So let's move on to, Luke's death. So Luke supposedly went out with a big bang, playing Force Ghost on top of a rock. He just kind of just evaporated into the Force, I guess, much like Obi-Wan did so many years ago. I think the scene with him fighting, well, supposedly fighting against Kylo, was pretty badass. I enjoyed it. I was excited. But as soon as they came up with the whole twist that he really wasn't there, I was still okay with it until he freaking evaporated. And I was like, wait. We never got to see him in purpose really get down, even though they had that one scene with Rey kind of like knocked him on his ass. I was really disappointed with that. Basically, she should have been a nobody, and she practically almost knocked him on his ass. He used a little bit of force to like keep himself from hitting the ground, but basically she got the best of him, a Jedi Master, and she's a nobody. So I think that was a poor choice of a scene right there. Then you've got Luke, who turns against his nephew because he feels like he can't save him, like there's too much evil in him or something like that. But then again, his father was evil for so many years, basically his whole childhood and most of his adulthood. And he turns him around, brings him back to the light side, or bright side, whatever you want to call it. But for some reason, his nephew, there was no saving him. Had to try to strike him down. That made no sense. It's almost like Rian Johnson had too much control over this, and everybody was kissing his ass, and nobody stood up to him and said, hey, look, this sucks, you're an idiot. I guess that's just how the movie business goes, though. It definitely didn't seem like he kind of stopped and thought about what happened in the previous films. Kind of undid everything that The Force Awakens set up for us and got us so excited for. It made no sense. You could definitely tell this is a total different direction and story. And he says it was for subverting our expectations or some bullcrap, but I don't buy that. I think if you wanted to do something like that, I would have rather seen Rey, go to the dark side. I'd rather see her turn to the dark side. But I can see why he didn't go that route, because A, there's a lot of theories out there on it already, which are really good. But B, the main reason is most likely because the main protagonist in this is a female, and she's got a lot of young fans out there, a lot of young girls out there are big Rey fans, and it's a Disney franchise now, so you can't go having this female lead role character go to an evil side, to turn to the dark side and be evil, because that wouldn't look too good on them, and all the little girls out there would be pretty disappointed. So I can see why they didn't go that route, but it would have still been crazy cool, and it would have definitely been subverting some other people's expectations, whether good or bad. I think it would have been okay with me. I would like to see that. I just don't get how in the hell you can make a movie so bad that you go back and look at the movie prior to it, The Force Awakens, and think, wow, I don't like this movie because I know what happens in the next installment. Maybe she's a nobody, even though I don't believe that. Or Snoke just ends up dead in the next film, and you don't learn anything about his origins or anything. He's just a nobody, basically. Luke dies. There's no real battle going on in between him. He gets knocked on his ass by Rey. And Finn, poor Finn, his nemesis is dead too. She's toast. So there's no really, I don't care about Finn either. What goes on with him, I don't care. I don't care about Rey or Kylo, especially I don't care about Kylo. I don't care about Finn anymore because his story arc is over. Poe, they didn't really do anything with him in The Last Jedi, so he's just kind of like a random third-party character now. I don't know. Don't care about him. I don't care about anybody that's left in this film anymore. I mean, it was really cool that they had Yoda pop in as a Force Ghost, but that's probably like one of the major scenes I liked was when Luke, you got to see Luke and Yoda on the screen again, the same screen. It was pretty cool. I like that. That's about it. I feel like a lot of it was a lot of fluff, a lot of filler in The Last Jedi, when they could have put in some critical scenes with Luke or Snoke, or something good. Better than that. So guys, basically I don't care about episode 9. I have no reason to go see it. I really don't know if I'm going to go see it in theaters. I might if I like the trailer. We'll see what the trailer sets up. The Force Awakens was really good. It's going to be the same director. Thank God they got rid of Rian Johnson. I hope he never touches Star Wars again, but then again, at this point, I really don't care anymore. After what he did with The Last Jedi, I really don't care. I'd rather pretend that it doesn't exist, but you can't do that. You can't undo The Last Jedi. I don't see how they're going to fix it. I don't think they can. It's too far gone now. All I have the desire to do right now is talk about how I do not have the desire anymore, obviously. I just feel like I had to say this. I've been holding it back for a long time. I know there's a ton of YouTube videos out there talking about The Last Jedi and how much it sucks. I just want to give my personal opinion about it and how it kind of undid the previous film for me. Because I heard someone else mention the same thing. It was the first time I ever heard someone else say that it made them dislike The Force Awakens. I was like, wow, it did that for me too. Maybe I should talk about it. But yeah, basically I really loved The Force Awakens before The Last Jedi, and The Last Jedi came out, and I can't. It undid so much. Alright guys, well let me know what you guys think. If it did the same thing for you guys. I want to know if there's other people out there who really enjoyed The Force Awakens and now they can't seem to enjoy it anymore because they know it's all going to come crashing down in the next installment.